Hey, what's going on, everybody? Answers by guests here. Coming in a little late today. Had some technical difficulties this morning on one of the shows that we did. We had a nice, good hour show for you, but unfortunately, technology was not our friends today. So, yeah, I got Nick on the phone. Nick, say hello to the peoples.
What's up, everybody?
All right, we're going to jump in right into the games today. Let's start with Atlanta, Miami. In Atlanta, Julio Jones looking to play. Sanu out today with an injury. Tell me what you're thinking over there as far as Miami players. Devontae Parker out. Do we see a lot of targets for Landry?
We went real elaborate this morning, but now we're going to rush right through this. So I think Miami is better than they've looked. They were supposed to be good. Cutler really hasn't been that bad. Receivers just got to catch passes and run the right routes. No Parker. Sucks for me. Sucks for a lot of us. Landry will kill it today. Kenny Stills plays a ton of snaps already. He's just not very good. They want to get Jakeem Grant, Leonte Carroo involved a little more. I expect this game to be pretty close. Closer than the spread anyways. Taylor Gabriel will be your sleeper for Atlanta. Tevin Coleman's going to have a huge game too. I don't think I mentioned him earlier, but he's going to have a huge game.
All right, awesome, man. Yeah, I'm hoping Tevin Coleman has a good game, man, to be honest with you.
Atlanta wins a close one.
All right, guys, I'm feeling a little under the weather today, too, so you might hear some coughing going on. Let's talk about Minnesota, Green Bay. Green Bay, last-second comeback by Aaron Rodgers over there. They gave him too much time, man, 1 minute and 13 seconds. At Minnesota today, let's talk about those players as far as what we're seeing for running backs for Minnesota and Green Bay as far as their offense in general.
Yeah, everybody knew A-Rod was going to drive him down the field and score. Everybody also knows that A-Rod typically struggles in Minnesota, so don't expect the world today. Hopefully Green Bay still pulls it out. I think this is a field goal game. You're going to want to play Adams. Hopefully Jordy can stay healthy. Cobb might get a little bit. Montgomery and Aaron Jones are going to split the reps. Martellus Bennett just sucks. Leave him on your bench. Hopefully Kyle Rudolph gets some more targets today. Hopefully Jarius Wright does not. I think Michael Floyd will be a good play. Thielen's going to go bonkers today. Make sure Thielen's in your lineup. McKinnon, Green Bay can't stop the pass-catching, speedy running back, so he's going to have a big day. They'll want to get Latavius Murray more involved, so if they get close to the goal line, you might be able to poach a touchdown there.
All right, nice, man. Yeah, I think the same thing. Targets for Thielen, and McKinnon's going to have a pretty decent game too, man. All right, let's go on to another game. Detroit versus New Orleans. Detroit, again, lost a tough one last week. New Orleans at home. Willie Snead is playing. AP is gone. Let's talk about what you're thinking as far as that offense there and then what you're seeing out of Detroit.
Yeah, Galladay's not going to play, so that sucks for me as a Stafford owner. Stafford is much more efficient and explosive when he has 3 solid wide receivers. I think Ebron's going to have a good game today. He had to sit down with Stafford, talking about his feelings and his mindset, and I think they're going to try and get Ebron going to sort of lift the offense. So if you got Ebron, he's a sneaky tight end start today. I like him. I love Golden Tate today. I like Marvin Jones today. Hopefully they all do well. So Stafford does well for me. On the New Orleans side, yeah, no AP. I wish he would have went to Minnesota, but on to Arizona. It'd be good for him until DJ comes back. So you're going to, I think Ingram's going to have a really good game today. You've got Kamara, who everybody now knows about. I talked about him way back in week 1 or 2. Hopefully you were smart enough to listen and grab it then, because you probably didn't get him now. Snead, I don't know if they're going to work him in or if he's going to jump right back into where he normally is. He's like Drew Brees' Edelman, the guy to get him the first down, move the chains. He can streak up the field or come over the middle. Sucks because now Coleman's time's going to go down. Talked about it earlier. Michael Thomas, hopefully he has a huge game. He does have a great cornerback sleigh on him today, which, again, is going to suck for me. But, no, let's get Thomas a lot of points in this one. So, if you got a sleeper in this one, I'm going to say Eric Ebron.
All right, yeah, actually, Fells picked up in a lot of leagues for his 2 touchdowns last game, so big on Ebron, talking to Stafford over there. All right, my Jets against New England, New York at home. I don't know, man. I think my Jets are going to win. I have a weird feeling, even though I don't want it to happen because I was thinking of tanking this year, but I don't know. Powell out, though, so that makes a big difference. Let's talk about what you're thinking as far as New England's defense, and let's talk about New York in general.
I think New England's defense kind of got it together against Tampa Bay. They played much better. That's kind of what New England does. They struggle in an area usually throughout the year, and they turn it around pretty quickly. So that's not good news for the Jets. But I do think the Jets will play them tough today. I think this game will be a lot closer than the spread. Once again, New England typically struggled when they go to their AFC East opponents. Elijah McGuire, I think he's going to have a big game today. They're going to use him a ton, even though Forte is playing. McGuire's going to be the pass catcher for the most part. They're going to try and protect Forte a little bit, just because Powell's now banged up and they like to have their 2 running backs going. Safarian Jenkins, start him if you have him. He's definitely a top 5 tight end at this point. Probably like number 2 or 3 this week easily.
I agree with that.
Their wide receivers, I don't know, unless you're in a pinch, you're not really going to play any of them but Curse. I mean, he's been doing pretty well. Patriots, play all your Patriots, but they pass the ball around a ton. Gillislee's only going to score if they get a goal line opportunity or 2. James White will have a game. Gronk, if he can stay healthy. I think this one's close. Sleeper, I don't really have one in this game. Everybody knows about these guys. Close game. I think the Jets' D is actually the deciding factor in this one. They can pull it out if they get a touchdown or 2 on defense.
Yeah, good call. That might be your sleeper right there, man. Jets defense. All right, let's move on to the next game. San Francisco at Washington. Washington coming off a bye week. Let's talk about what you're thinking about in Washington. I mentioned earlier in our other video, my brother dropped Jamison Crowder. Kind of crazy on my end, but he hasn't been doing anything. And let's talk about San Francisco.
Yeah, Crowder's in that same boat as Ebron. Had to sit down with the coach. They said, we're going to get you more involved, get you feeling better. Crowder probably have a good game today. The only problem is you got to hope Crowder, Pryor, Doxson, Chris Thompson, Jordan Reed, you got to hope those guys do something early, because I think this game's going to be a blowout. San Francisco is playing their 3rd straight road game. The first 2 went to overtime and played the entire quarter, pretty much. So they played 10 quarters and traveled across the country. This will be the 3rd time traveling across the country if you count round trip as 2. And now they're playing basically what's a 10 a.m. in San Francisco. I don't see how they're going to be competitive in this at all. So if you got Goodwin, if you got Garcon, at least you have the silver lining that San Francisco will be playing from behind. They're going to have to be throwing the ball a lot. That means it's not good news for Breda or for Hyde owners. Kittle, put them in there if you got them. San Francisco's going to have to throw the ball. If you got Washington players, they score early for you, because this game's over at halftime, I think. I predicted like 27-0. This game, I don't know how San Francisco is competitive after the schedule they've had the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see what you're saying, man. That travel definitely takes a toll. Perrine might be an option there for Washington, too, just to throw that out there. All right, let's go.
What's going to be interesting about Perrine, real quick, I know we're in a rush. What's going to be interesting about Perrine is, can he hold on to the ball? Will he show the flashes that, everybody thought that they thought he was going to take this job from Robert Kelly before the season started? And can he hold up to pound the rock? Because if the game goes the way I think it's going to, he could wind up with close to 30 carries by the time this thing's over.
Yep.
Will it be 2 yards to carry, or will he bust a few and get over 4 or 5 yards to carry? If he does, he's going to pay off for fantasy owners.
Gotcha. And just a quick note, I forgot to mention bye teams: Buffalo, Cincinnati, Dallas, Seattle. Just talking about a bye week, but Washington, they're coming back. All right, let's go Chicago-Baltimore, man. Baltimore beat Raiders last week. They're looking okay, moving the ball pretty good. No Macklin today, though. Big news. They said he was questionable, but I didn't think he was going to be out. In Chicago, a tough, gritty team, man. I don't know. No receivers really over there. What are you thinking for this one? I think we had mentioned low-scoring game, right?
Yeah, this one will help us pick up some time. Bench all of your guys on these games.
Even Buck Allen, man. They were talking about Buck Allen had a big one.
Everything he has to catch a bomb. Perryman does nothing. Macklin, if he even plays, I mean, come on now. Chicago's defense is pretty good. Trubisky, second start on the road, going against Baltimore. I don't like it. Kendall Wright, they're going to focus on him, shut him down. I mean, just bench everybody on either one of these teams. We absolutely have to play somebody. This game's going to be a trash game.
Yeah, maybe like a 13-10 kind of game at most.
Yeah,
all right, let's go. Next game, Houston. My man Deshaun Watson killing it. 5 touchdowns last week against a Cleveland team that has a pretty good defense, man. Let's talk about some players on Houston and then what you're thinking about as far as Cleveland.
Yeah, this game's my surprise game of the week. I'm taking Houston Survivor reluctantly. My teammate wants to take them. I don't like it. I'd rather take Denver. I actually think Cleveland's going to win this game, or at least come really close to. This is going to be a high-scoring game. Deshaun Watson's been on fire. Dabo Sweeney's always talking him up instead of forming a game plan to try and beat the Syracuse Orange. Shout out to Syracuse. Syracuse whooped them. But, I mean, yeah, Deshaun Watson's been killing it. Will Fuller steps in, and all of a sudden this team is so high-powered. Lamar Miller, I can't stand it, but he's been doing really well. But the problem in this game for them is going to be, A, their defense is really hurting. Everybody knows locked out. Merciless is out. Their top 3 cornerbacks are all hurt. Clowney's a little bit hurt. And on the other side of the ball, second thing, Kevin Hogan looks really impressive.
He's
come into the game twice over the past 2 weeks around halftime, and he's led them to scoring drives almost immediately and kept them competitive in both games. So Kevin Hogan looks really good, man. The dude can run the ball. He's a really good quarterback. He's got a much better arm at this point in his career than Kaiser. He loves Ricardo Lewis. He's my sleeper of the week, Ricardo Lewis. If you're in a wide receiver pinch, grab him this morning and throw him in there. I think this game is super close. And anybody that takes Houston and Survivor is going to be in for a scare or eliminated. This will not be a blow. This line, I just noticed this too in between our first video and this conversation. This line's open at 11.5. It's now down to 7.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's big. 4 points. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, that is huge. Wow.
Somebody knows something.
Yeah, you're right, man. That's crazy. All right, sleeper of the week, guys. Ricardo Lewis. All right, let's go to the next game. Tampa Bay at Arizona. I mean, good defense. Patrick Peterson on Mike Evans. Good matchup there. Let's talk about Arizona now getting AP. He was named the starter right from the start. I could see him having a big game, man. Let's go. What are you thinking?
Yeah, AP's only going to play on first and second down. But I think he runs hard and he runs angry. And I think Arians really wants to run him to make him feel good because they really need a running game to get this offense going. Carson Palmer, he looks just about done. He's got a heck of a wide receiving core. The only problem with that is all 4 of the guys are pretty much the same guy, aside from Fitz really just being the ringleader of it all. So if you got to play one of them, if you happen to have all 4, which would be pretty ridiculous, I mean, you're going to play Fitz. The rest of them, it's really a crapshoot. I mean, will Nelson get deep on a couple deep balls? Probably, because I dropped him. John Brown or Jaron Brown, I mean, they love John Brown. So as soon as he gets back and healthy, which now it looks like he is finally this week. He did play last week, but he looks super healthy now. They love him. So they're going to feed him the ball. Palmer loves him. Jaron Brown, maybe he'll be the odd man out. But he's like the biggest one out of all of these receivers. So I don't know. It's tough to really play one of them. I guess play Fitz. Play AP if you're in a pinch because he is going to get the ball early, at least on drives. And he is going to run angry. He's going to want to show that he's still got that left in the tank. On the Tampa side of the ball, Mike Evans, I don't think Peterson shuts him down today. I think Peterson's a little overrated. I mean, he is awesome. But I don't think he's awesome enough to shut down somebody like Mike Evans. I think the only person that can shut down Mike Evans is actually Jameis Winston, because sometimes he's just not very accurate.
Yeah.
So if he puts the ball where it's supposed to be today, I think he'll find Deshaun Jackson deep a couple of times. I think Evans will get his normal double-digit target share and probably have a pretty solid game. Maybe like 7 or 8 receptions, 80, 85 yards, and a touchdown, which is more than enough in fantasy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. You had mentioned Muscle Hamster there, too, earlier, yeah.
Dougie. Run with Dougie, man. Dougie's getting his full workload now, so run with him. Cameron Brate will probably have a good day, too. You know, they can't get O.J. Howard on the field enough because Brate's just so solid.
He is, yeah. Brate is solid over there, man. I definitely agree. I thought O.J. Howard would definitely have a bigger role by now. All right, let's go. Next one, Los Angeles Rams at Jacksonville. Came down to the end in Seattle. Kupp missed the ball. Let's talk about that. And as far as Jacksonville defense, just 2 touchdowns last week against a crazy falling Pittsburgh team. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, there's another one. Cooper Kupp had a sit down with his quarterback. It's the third one of this scenario. Kupp is a little down. Called himself 100% responsible for the loss after not catching, which was a catchable ball, but a difficult catch to win that game against Seattle. He was down in the dumps, sat down with Goff. Goff talked him up, made him feel better, and you know what happens? He's going to pepper him with targets today. Another reason why that's going to happen is because the 2 outside cornerbacks for Jacksonville are stellar, and their slot corner, although he is very good as well, is not as good as the other 2. And they have yet to play a solid slot receiver. But I think Cooper Kupp has a huge game today. I think the Rams win this one. Jacksonville wants to hide Bortles as much as possible, so if you're a Fournette or Ivory owner, Ivory in a pinch, Fournette you're starting. I don't even got to tell you that.
Yeah.
Todd Gurley, he's going to have a great game today too. They're going to throw a bunch of passes to him. I'd love for Sammy Watkins to get going. I don't own him anywhere, but I'm just a fan of his. It'll be tough against Ramsey today, but I mean, will he get shut out again? I don't think so. Does he have 2 goose picks this year, it seems like?
Yeah, I believe so, man. Or down with like 2 points or something like that on the last drive. He caught a pass, something to that effect.
And Woods, they love Woods too.
They do, man.
I don't love Woods, but I mean he's been doing his thing. I think it's gonna be Kupp and Gurley day. Kupp, Gurley, Fournette in this one.
Yeah, I could definitely see Fournette having like 30 touches, man. All right, let's go on to the next game. Pittsburgh at Kansas City. I mean, Pittsburgh, we were talking earlier, man, as far as Ben Roethlisberger saying, he's thinking about retirement almost in a sense on Sunday night. AB, we've seen his troubles and struggles. Le'Veon Bell, man, I don't know. He's just not the same Le'Veon. Kansas City, 5-0. I mean, best team in football right now. I mean, their defense didn't look that great last week with Deshaun Watson putting up 5 touchdowns. But let's talk about what you're thinking there.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, Roethlisberger is going to have a really good game, which sounds strange because they're on the road, which he always sucks on the road past 3 years, and he sucks in general this year. And he's playing against a really tough team in a really tough environment. But like Roethlisberger Sunday night was like, oh, maybe I just don't have it anymore. Maybe I stink. And then Monday morning he's like, yeah, man, I'm one of the best in the league, so I can still do it. So I don't know. He made a good cup of coffee that day. But I think he's going to have a game today. I think Antonio Brown is going to go nuts. And then they said like, Martavis Bryant, we're going to give him a break. And I don't understand if that means that they're going to have him play less or if they're just going to give him a pass for not being good. Honestly, I mean, he probably needs to smoke more weed because whenever he was doing that, he was playing lights out. But since he can't do that anymore, he hasn't been able to do anything. Juju Smith-Schuster, I think that Pittsburgh, has a really good chance to maybe even win this game because I think Kansas City is getting to the point where they're almost a little bit too full of themselves. The last couple games, they played a little closer than people thought they would. I mean, I think it was the Washington game 2 weeks. They very easily could have lost that one. I'm correct, right?
That correct.
Was a close game.
That was, definitely, man.
Yeah, and then last week.
Last week was a close game too. Yeah, man. I mean, it was within 8 points. You didn't think Deshaun Watson was going to do something like that.
Right. So, I like Pittsburgh in this one. I'm going to play my Steelers. You mentioned Le'Veon Bell. I talked about it earlier, but just so that people know, if you're a Le'Veon Bell owner, I would try and sell him now. I'd try and do it this morning if I could. He might have a good game today. If he has a good game today, I would definitely do it this week. I'm not saying he sucks or he's going to be terrible, but you could probably get a really solid running back and a really solid wide receiver for him right now. I don't think his value is going to be any higher than it is right now, just off of his name. And you could probably really boost the depth on your team and the different positions, getting rid of Le'Veon Bell right now. I mean, I saw some people getting, Todd Gurley and like a wide receiver 2 for Le'Veon Bell, and like if you could do something like that, like that's insane. Like,
yeah, I would take that every time, man. Especially the way Gurley's been playing too, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the next one, man. Los Angeles Chargers at the Oakland Raiders. Raiders beat by Ravens last week, but you know what? Derek Carr's back today, so does that make a big difference? And Los Angeles Chargers it was the 0-for teams last week, 0-4, 0-4. They came through and beat the Giants. Let's talk about that rookie wide receiver that's finally getting that start.
Yeah, real quick to back up Kansas City. Play your Kansas City people.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we didn't even talk about Kansas City.
Even if you're in a pinch, play Albert Wilson. He's going to have a pretty good game today, too. Pittsburgh's defense is not good. Play your Kansas City players, your Hunts, your Kelce's, your Hills, your Smith, Wilson if you need them, and feel confident with that. Raiders, Derek Carr playing, I think Amari Cooper blasts off today. I think he has an amazing game.
Yeah.
He'll probably get about 8 catches for 130 and 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
He's going to tear it up today. I just know it. San Diego's going to focus a little bit more on Crabtree, I think. Cook might have a decent game as well. But I just think that, Cooper had a little bit of a sit-down, too, with Carr when Carr was rehabbing. Not as big as the other first 3 guys I mentioned. He said that he's in the dumps a little bit too, and they got to talk him up. And how do they make him feel better throwing the ball? Now they've been throwing him the ball; he's just got to catch it.
Yeah,
and
those hands.
Today's the day he catches it. This is a rivalry game. He's at home. I think he's going to throw up. I don't like Lynch too much in this game. I didn't even mention him earlier just because I don't really like him that much in this game. I think sooner or later he's going to wear down. I mean, he's looked good, but I predicted early in the season he wouldn't get past week 8, and we're getting close to that point, so I got to stick to it. My Chargers, Keenan Allen's going to get hurt sooner or later. If he doesn't, I'll be happy for you, Keenan Allen owners. But Mike Williams is going to be starting today, and he's going to be getting, his debut, and I think he's going to overtake Tyrell Williams. He's light years already ahead of Travis Benjamin and Dontrell Inman. Those 2 guys should get traded to the Giants. I don't know what the Giants are doing, not making an offer for them, because they're not needed right now on San Diego. And I think Hunter Henry has a really good game today. For something in my heart, my mind, and my soul keep telling me Hunter Henry this week. I have no idea why. I just keep seeing his name everywhere, billboards and everywhere I look. Hunter Henry. So play Hunter Henry. DFS, he's probably pretty cheap for tight end, so throw him in there.
Yeah, especially with people looking for tight ends nowadays, man. Yeah, Hunter Henry's definitely a good call there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the Sunday night game. Giants against Denver, at Denver. Is there anybody on New York that you start? Lost OBJ, lost Brandon Marshall. I don't even know if Shepard started. He was questionable, I know, with an ankle injury as well. Let's talk about them. And as far as Denver coming off the bye week, the no-fly zone. Do they really make it a no-fly zone?
Yeah, this is interesting because the Giants all of a sudden have a like a Lollapalooza or like a concert type thing going on. Roger Lewis, the country star, and Tavares King, the R&B swooner. Those are the two wide receivers that are going to be thrown out there. I think they're going to play Evan Ingram actually in a wide receiver slot.
That would make sense.
He is basically a wide receiver. But I think Denver is going to focus on him and kind of try and shut him down because they're not really too scared about King or Lewis at this point. This game's really weird because for some reason I just have a feeling the Giants are going to win and shock the world. Like I said earlier, my teammate wants to take Houston and I want to take the Broncos. I just think the Broncos are safer, but I just have a weird feeling that the Giants win this game. Especially since those memes were coming out about the Giants haven't won a game since they took their naked boat picture. So I don't know, because that's how the NFL is. Like, weird things happen. Would I play any Giants this week? Ingram, of course, because tight end position's top right now, and he's going to get a ton of looks, even if he's going to have a ton of coverage. I don't know if I would trust King or Lewis. I wouldn't trust Gallman or Darkwa. Not against Denver, not in Mile High. But I just have a weird feeling like the Giants, they're down their top cornerback, but I don't know why. I just, all of a sudden this morning, I wake up feeling that the Giants are going to beat Denver tonight, and it makes me sick.
Listen to that, G-Men fan. Listen up.
I mean, you're going to play Sanders. You're going to play Thomas. C.J. Anderson's going to be the number one running back of the week. He's going to go nuts.
Ooh, bold prediction.
He might hit 200 yards. He's going to go crazy today. If you have him playing, if you're going to tight end finish A.J. Derby, he'd be a sleeper in this one. Right. If it's close, then you're going to feel really good about all of your Broncos. If it's a blowout on Denver's side of the ball, just hope that if you're playing Sanders or Thomas, that they do what they're going to do early, because it's going to be all C.J. Anderson late.
All right, gotcha, man. Yeah, I mean, we probably see a little bit of Jamal Charles, even some Booker there, too, if they definitely get a big lead there. All right, let's go to the last game, man. Indianapolis at Tennessee, Monday nighter. Mariota still questionable, man. I mean, obviously with bye weeks, some quarterbacks to look at: Case Keenum, Trubisky, possibly, even a Hoyer. Throwing that out there. But let's talk about Tennessee. They don't look like the same offense without Mariota. And Indianapolis winning in overtime in San Francisco. My man Marlon Mack finally making some statements there. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, Mariota, he's questionable. If you could, and he's your only quarterback, if he maybe got one on bye, maybe you got like Mariota and Dak or Mariota and Dalton or something, I would pick up Brissett.
Oh, wow.
And then I would wait and see. And if Mariota's going to play, then play him. But even if Mariota does play, man, Brissett, he's been getting better each and every week. He's got nice weapons around him. Doyle's going to play. I think Moncrief's going to start to pick it up a little bit. Marlon Mack, like you said, the dude looks electric. He can catch passes out of the backfield. Brissett can run the ball. Brissett's actually he's basically auditioning for a job next year. I think the Jets would do themselves a favor and go after Brissett in the offseason. Since their team is 3-2 at this point, they're looking like a closer to 500 team than anybody would imagine in the beginning of the year. I think they'd be better off, focusing, watching him very closely in these games, especially since the Monday night game, the Jets owners and everything should be really watching, just studying, because he's auditioning for a starting job, and I think he would fit nicely with the Jets. So as far as this game goes, Tennessee defense sucks. If they don't have Mariota, the Colts are going to smoke them, I think. If they do have Mariota, even if he's like a Sam Bradford statue in the backfield, I think that's better for Walker owners. People were asking me, would I play Delaney Walker or Jordan Reed? And I would play Delaney Walker over him in a heartbeat. I don't think that Washington's going to need Reed much today. I mentioned that earlier. So I think Tony Walker's going to have a pretty good game. Rashard Matthews, Eric Decker. I don't know what they've been doing this year. I haven't heard anything of them. But I know Derrick Henry, they want to get him more involved. So there's a bunch of weapons on the Tennessee side. I play them all because the Colts defense stinks too. And then if you're in a pinch, I mean, Dante Moncrief, Chester Rogers, and Marlon Mack, if he's still on your waiver wire, you better scoop him up now.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, man. I've been really high on Marlon Mack. Actually drafted him in one of our dynasty leagues and held on to him. So, all right. Answers by guess, guys. Again, let's reach out to us, comments, questions, anything you're looking for. We love to talk fantasy.
Definitely. I mean, and again, we had a much more comprehensive video, great show this morning. If it ever works and I can upload it, we will do that. But this one will suffice. And you get to see Rob's beautiful mug this morning.
What's up, guys? All right, man. Answers by guess. Thanks, guys. Happy fantasy.
Luck.